he already drinking. Incidentally, Furlough Friday. That's kind of what we do as well. Um, I'll explain a little bit later. Hey, look at that. It's later. Furlough Friday number 32, folks. This is where we're at. And as tradition dictates, here on Furlough Friday, we kind of come together and fellowship and just talk shop and shit and over a beverage of choice. If that's water, that's fine. If it's blessed water, that's even better. Look at that. Look at you. He's got crown. All right.
That's my
And
boy.
I got something from one of the guys at the ABC recommended. So I got a little Kentucky bourbon. And as we go about this conversation, again, it's more lifestyle, just talking shop, how this stuff is affecting us if it is affecting us, and anything, any and everything under the sun. So we'll just keep it moving. First and foremost, who we have with us is Craig and them,
Yeah.
as he's been so affectionately. I know you. Now, hold on. Does it say Captain Craig
Yes,
on?
sir.
Wow. Okay.
Do I
Not
need to
That's
take
no
how
that off?
games.
that's how he wants his
No,
FOs to address me.
no. I don't want you to take it off. I love it. That's. I'm impressed. I didn't know we went
All
that
my
route. Okay.
FOs will address me.
Yeah.
Right.
It's Captain. Is it
Captain.
Captain or is it Captain?
Yeah. Keep it
Cap.
south. Keep it southern. Cap.
I love it. I love it. And of course, our very own Tomica. How you doing,
Oh,
girlie?
I'm doing well. I'm doing
The
well.
So if to me anyway, if Mary J. Blige is the queen of hip hop, R&B, and soul, I would say you would be the queen of the airline to which we work for. And again, we don't go into the names in the business, but you are an aviator, you are a pilot,
Yeah.
and probably one of the first that I think first women that first that I met, sister that I met at might have been at OBAP, right?
I
I think.
think I met you before we got hired.
Oh yeah, definitely before we got hired, for
Mhm.
sure. For
Mhm.
sure. I was still in Detroit
Mhm.
and I was
And I was still at that corporate company,
that's right. Yeah. And
Raytheon.
that we left behind. That we
Yeah.
left behind and moved on from.
Yeah, it was a great company though.
Yeah. I mean, it got you where you're at. And that's
Yeah.
that's some of that stuff I want to touch on too. And we can go that. And again, none of this is really formal. I got some questions I could ask, but really just want to kind of open up with the story and how you got here, how things are affecting you now, and we can talk about how you got here to this point. So we'll start with you, of course, ladies first. How you living? How are things? We just got to see your son. He's a magnificent man, by the way. How old
Yeah,
is he?
he's 11. He's building his own computer. So we've been
Okay.
on some ups and downs this week. But
Really?
spent his own money he earned from
Wow.
modeling. Yeah, put about a grand into it and he's putting it together. So
I need to come by my house.
Very
yeah,
nice.
I don't think he wanted to blow up. So
That's
he's
great.
living trial by fire, trial and error. And like most men, as I'm just a mom. So I point the directions and he's like, I know what I'm doing. Just back away. So
So
yeah. So other than that, we're here all the time together in the house.
is
Just my
that a good
son and
thing?
I.
Or you're not one of these parents that are going crazy, are you?
I've been on the edge a few times, I'm sure, and he has. And I
Sure.
think I really personally I think that the blue screen, all that from the TV to the
Yeah.
computer Zoom for him on Zoom for school,
School.
and then going to video games, like there's a lot of that going around, but there's not much to do. And since my son does well at school, I told him I'm giving him a lot of grace to go off and play the video games, especially days
Yeah.
there's snow or we don't have snow really, ice or it's cold.
Sure.
We don't really go outside. So I have a $10 gym membership, Planet Fitness. We go get on the machines. We might go throw the football outside if it's nice outside. But
Okay.
I'm dragging him. I'm dragging him. Like you cannot stay inside the house and have no vitamin D and end up a hermit. And no,
Right? Come on, gotta get active. Whatever happened to that?
Well, he
Not enough of
plays
that going on.
football. He thinks he's in shape. Like we went to a workout with the
Hmm.
trainer, and he hadn't seen
Uh-oh.
his trainer in over a month and a half, and we did workout
Mm-mm.
together. Just ain't feeling it.
Oh, tell me you spanked him. Did you spank him?
Yeah, look, stop playing. I'm like, he said, keep jogging. Mm-mm. He said, don't do extra steps in the middle. Just one lunge, and then right into the next. He trying to take one lunge and 5 steps and one lunge. Mm-mm,
You
bro,
know,
simmer
you
down.
know.
Hey, if
Did
you
you pull
ain't
him back?
cheating, you ain't trying. That's what I
I was
heard.
just about to say. But needless to say, you're getting some good QT with him, right? Some good quality time, and it gives us an
Oh yeah,
opportunity for sure if we'd like
oh
to
yeah,
take it.
yes, yes,
Good.
yes, yes. I do
So
love my
have you
child.
been flying at all?
The last time I flew was right before I got COVID, and was the last. So I flew 2 trips in December. I got home
Wow.
on the 29th, took the test for COVID on the 30th, and found out I had COVID on the 31st.
Ooh.
So, but I did a 6 day, which was Narita and Guam and Shanghai.
Okay. Wow. And
Hmm.
you found out. So you probably got it on the road then, or?
Nope, right
Oh
before I
no.
got on the road. 5 to 7 days before
Jesus.
you exhibit symptoms
Is that
is
what you're
when you
saying?
catch it.
Oh
And I was
wow.
4 days into the trip when I started getting a headache, which
Uh,
I believe was the first symptom. So that means I would have caught it here in Raleigh, North Carolina.
and there's no telling where. I mean, who knows what this thing is doing to us? But
No
so
idea.
it affected your job. You were off a little bit, if not longer, and actually longer now that we.
Well, and before that, I hadn't flown since March. I flew in, so it was March 20. I didn't fly until November 20. I
Ugh,
flew 2 trips, and then I flew in December. And then now I haven't flown again since.
I don't even want to tell you my track record. It's crazy. What about you, Craig? You been flying much at your company?
Yeah. When it first went down last year, I was off for about 2 months. Not on purpose, but they just pulled back the schedule, dumped everybody's schedule, and they just pretty much paid us guarantee for 2 months. And then I
Oh yeah.
actually had to go back to reserve, which never set reserve before.
Me
And I
either.
and I was sitting there like, they called me on Memorial Day though. They made sure they did that.
Of course, you knew
So
you were
yeah,
working that weekend. Come on.
yeah, I had to work Memorial Day. Um, so I kind of got back to normal around July,
Okay.
and then last month my whole house except for me got COVID. So
Oh, you got that good blood, huh? The genetics. Is
I
that what it is? Is that
don't
what you're
know,
talking
man. I don't know, man. It's that Georgia blood, I guess. But
about?
yeah, so I was off for 3 weeks with that, and back regular schedule now.
Wow.
So
Wow.
So you never actually
you know,
caught it though.
no, knock on wood, man.
Did
Good
you
for
Knock
you.
on
get
wood.
tested for the
Yeah,
antibodies?
I got tested. Well, no, I didn't get antibody tests. I got all the other ones though. The rapid, the antigen. I'd been tested like 5, 6 times. Um, negative, not detected.
Well,
So
that's good.
Wow.
yeah, I mean, I
I
sat in
did.
Atlanta for about 2 weeks. Kind of let them have a house up here, and I was down there with my parents in Atlanta. So
Yeah.
Man, that's crazy.
I had a
yeah.
friend just pass away
Oh Lord,
yesterday.
What?
sorry to
Really?
hear that.
Young man.
Yeah, my
Hmm.
condolences. Were they pre-existing stuff going on, or what happened?
No, he
I
was
mean, if you don't
healthy.
mind.
No, no, no. He's healthy. He did smoke cigars and cigarettes. So,
Mm.
Wow.
but I mean, literally, like he's here and now he's gone. Like I don't.
Man,
It's COVID.
was
Wow.
he older? Was he younger? I mean,
No,
some
he's
stat
younger than me. He's like 42. Aunt was had to be like 42.
that you ain't over 40. First of all, stop.
I ain't gonna
Don't get
believe
late.
it. I ain't
Yeah.
gonna believe
Wow, that's incredible.
Yeah.
There's no way knowing how this thing's affecting, and that's kind of what the show's about. We kind of want to, as we go through this now, we may change the name of the show, I guess, as things start getting better. But this is what it's about. We got some other shows that we kind of showcase other things, but we kind of want to talk, see where everybody's head is at, give people an opportunity to vent, talk shop and shit, and uh, mental health more than anything, and get things off your chest. I know it's helped me. I've been
it. Yeah.
Yeah,
up
man.
a storm since I haven't flown in. It was a year, uh, 2 days ago, I guess.
Wow.
I did a turn and burn to Tokyo when all this was happening. They're like, this is the last flight leaving. So if you don't get on this, you're going to be stuck here. We're like, what? All right, here we go. So
Wow.
we deadheaded back on the last available flight. So, that was
Jesus.
a year ago. Yeah, it's been nuts. I don't, with all the bidding and all the vacancies, and I've probably jumped around three different aircraft, but never had to go to training because then the training center goes down or something. So this thing is affecting everybody under the sun. We even had a kid on last week that he's not an airline guy yet, but he's trying to get into the Air Force. But since all the guys that went to the airlines are getting furloughed or trying to find other work for the time being, they go back to the Air Force, which fills that void. So now this kid can't get hired. He's like 24, 25. So now he can't get hired. So it just backs up everything. And
Mm.
kind of
Yeah,
like
he's
9/11 did.
24. He ain't got any bills. He can go work at Walmart.
Right.
Yeah,
Right.
that's what I said. I said
We
you're
got
gonna be fine,
mortgages.
kid.
Yeah. He ain't got his teeth cut yet.
Mm-mm. Mm-mm.
Yeah, we were hitting him in the forehead with a couple of those too while he was on the show.
Yeah.
Still a wet behind the ears and all that. So
Well, I'm
Breath
telling
still
you, I
smell.
started. I started the LLC, man. I thought I was gonna have to start drive trucks, man. I really
nothing
did. I
wrong
thought I
with
was
that.
gonna be out here over the road, man.
And I tell you what, that's what was kind of the catalyst to the other show we have called the Opportunity Hour. We were just starting to talk to a lot of pilots, not air crew, and flight attendants also that were getting furloughed or that were ended up, doing their side hustle became their main hustle, and we wanted to showcase that and try to get the juices flowing for other people that may have an opportunity or may have an idea of doing something, and get them, hey, just go do it, see what can happen. And there's probably about 4 or 5 dudes on a thread that I'm in that wanted to go drive some trucks. I think actually, Craig, you might be on one of those.
Maybe.
Um, yeah, they went to go get their license, or two of them already had them, and they were just gonna re up in their business and go start driving.
Yeah.
That's
Had
what
a
I
good.
did with my real estate.
Yeah,
Local.
you're in the real estate, right? How's that
Mm-hmm.
going
So
up there?
um it's good industry for the sellers. I have yet to have a client yet because I just got active. So it
Okay.
took since September I had to take about 3 classes to reactivate my license. I've been licensed since 2006. So
Oh,
I got with Remax, well, end of December, but then I had COVID.
uh,
So for this past month, I started doing my promotions and started marketing, and I just really started in January, mid-January and January. And so now I'm just hoping to get a client so I can get
there you
some
go.
of this money back that I poured into this. But
The
yeah,
industry down here is great. So you're in North Carolina, right?
hmm
Mhm.
Yeah. So the
Raleigh.
industry down in Raleigh, how is the market? Is it?
Oh, everywhere in the U.S. is a seller's market. We have
Isn't
an
that
average
crazy?
of 4 days of houses on the market, average.
That's
So we have
insane.
15 days of inventory before it's all rotated over to a whole new, inventory
Wow,
list. Hmm.
that's
I'm gonna need you in
incredible.
2 days, in 2 years. I'm gonna get out of this joker. The one I'm in
You might
now.
want to do it now, man.
I
If they're
can't now.
talking in 2 years, it's gonna flip flop. It
Go the other
may have a
way.
correction.
Correct.
Like
Yeah.
like plummet
No,
the
Well,
I
market.
don't think it's going to plummet. And I
Oh,
actually, the more you look at it, I don't think, I just think if they put the interest rates back up a little bit, things might simmer down.
okay.
yeah, it's definitely gonna be industry correction is what they're expecting, but it's not gonna be anything like, oh wait, but then what do I know? I'm just hearing this from other real estate agents. It's not like I'm
Right.
doing the research. So that's what they're telling me, kind of like what you said,
Hmm.
Tamika. So we'll see. It'll
Time
take a
will
little
tell.
hit, but if you got a lot of equity in your home anyway, I mean, that's the way to go. I got friends that are doing just that, getting out just to get out, and hoarding some equity. I got two friends that are doing it, actually doing it now, and then they're gonna rent until the market flops, and then they're or flip flops, and then they're gonna buy again.
Yeah.
So it's a way to go. But
Hmm.
I got a friend. So back on that a little bit. How is Zillow affecting the market? Now, I only asked that because I have a friend that he actually interviewed for a financial. He's going to be a project manager, finance project manager, or something like that. And he was telling me some stuff about Zillow, which is why their stock price is skyrocketing. That I found amazing. Are you guys like trying to picket? You guys gonna try to burn the place down? What are we doing?
They are now a member of the North Carolina Association of Realtors.
Ooh.
And ethically, I cannot talk bad of Zillow.
Oh, can I?
They just purchased our showing time, which is the way that we show houses in North Carolina.
Is it like a virtual thing?
Well, it's you have the way you book like your time to go, show a house that has a lockbox on it.
Okay.
And so it's created a lot of tension with a lot of
Sure.
agents, and it's going to be interesting. They are definitely a large part of the market share,
Man.
and their interests are far reaching in every state. Has different. Zillow is kind of doing a little something different. So
Weird.
it's hard to. I mean, it's an outstanding company. Obviously, their business model, they're figuring something out. As a single real estate agent, is it going to benefit me? I can't confirm or deny that allegation.
It might. I don't know. I can attest to the fact they are doing different things. I got a friend that he found their program where they buy his home, right? And they offered him like something crazy over what the real
Asking
estate
price.
guy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Like it was even over that. Like the
Mhm.
value. Then they had somebody come out and check it out, whatever, and do this stuff. And he's like, man, if they give me what they said, I'm out. Like it's a wrap. He's gonna go.
Because they're the way the market is now, people are buying, especially with COVID, sight unseen, except for 3D
Yeah.
virtual tours. And so they know what's going to drive the price of that home. They
Sure.
have the market data. They have it all.
Right. They have everything. They got all the
They have
information.
all that data sitting there. So
Now I will say, contrastly, I tried to do the same thing in Detroit because I have a place up there. Funny thing about Zillow and the market in Detroit, they said no, we're not there yet. We're not in Michigan doing that thing. I think they're in Ann Arbor. I take that back. But I'm like, wait. I mean, Michigan's up and coming, right? Detroit's.
it is, but they have to go to every single MLS system. They have to go to every single association of realtors and join. Like
That's what it is.
other words, they're not a realtor, and there's different things. So there's different rules, regulations, and what they're associated with, and what fees they're paying, and what they have access to. And
Yeah, every state is going to be different, and every organization. Wow, it's incredible though what's happening, and I guess you can't stop progress, right? It was bound to happen. Everything and I'm actually working with a company now that we're trying to turn something that was once analog militarily to something digital now, right? And it's fascinating. It's great. You like to see the progress, but then you realize the people that it's affecting. You're like, huh. Now in the military, not so much because they can just find them jobs somewhere else, right? They can just plug them in somewhere else. But now you start talking a civilian market where it's sink or swim out there. I mean, it's not a
Well,
game.
see, and it's like the technology is here now already. Like that's
Oh.
not what I see as the growth. The interesting situation comes when you start to wonder about conflict of interest and how it's going to affect you. So
Yeah.
it's like only two power company, and one buys the other one. Gas buys electric. So and then you're stuck with one. So it's just kind of like, is it good for me? It's definitely great for Zillow.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, you just have to wait and see. Time will only tell.
I'm telling you, I'll be interested to find out. We need to follow up a show and see how. And again, it's not we're not trying to talk bad about Zillow. Obviously, it's more an idea that I just saw. I'm like, whoa, the minute
I was
they're
like,
buying
out of all
everything.
things, you're gonna bring that up.
I know. And I guess my question was, so how do you feel about it? And that was a stupid way
back
to go.
Back away.
You did very well, by the way. This is great. And we can edit it all out if you want. Oops. On the better news. So Craig, what you getting into? So you haven't even gotten, you didn't actually start the driving thing though, right?
No. I was close, man. I was
well, you didn't get furloughed though.
Right? No. But I was concerned, man. It was 2 months, man. I was in the books.
Yeah.
But my oldest stepson he was working for a warehouser. so a contractor for Amazon. So I had the opportunity to go in and subcontract for a contractor, and that turned out that would have been a disaster because I would have had probably 3 or 4 26-foot box trucks, and the contractor just lost his contract. So now I'd have been sitting on right. So I would have been sitting on probably $200,000 worth of trucks and having to find jobs for them. So
but were they Amazon trucks? Were they?
Well, so you got Amazon Prime, and you still got the regular Amazon because people don't buy the Prime, right? So the regular Amazon people still deliver to the post office, and the post office delivers it to the house. So out of bought routes, out of been sold routes between the warehouse he was working at and different post offices in North Carolina, and I would got paid by the route, which is dang on good money. But like I say, can't be a contractor for a contractor, man. You know how that works.
It's tough. That is tough.
Yeah.
Yeah, there was a buddy of mine that he went from 6 trucks down, and he's in South Florida near Miami. A while he's all throughout. He had 6 trucks. Now he's got 40.
Okay.
Crazy. Like
for Amazon?
Exploded. Yeah, Amazon is. He got in early when they first started offering truck routes and all that just to the public. Right?
Is he on the Prime side?
I think so. I'm not sure.
Okay. Be on the Prime side.
Can you be on both?
Well, the other side usually gonna be FedEx, UPS, like I say, the U.S. Postal Service. Okay. But Prime is where it's at, man. I mean,
that's where the money's at, right?
Right. Yeah. Yes.
He's smart. He's a smart cat. He went to business school down there, and so I got a feeling that that's where he's at. He was an entrepreneur for life, man. He was young too. He was like in his 20s, and he had a Taco Bell, and he's got a Pandora.
That sounds like my buddy I was telling you about. Yeah, so he doing that kind of stuff.
It was pretty cool for him to, and he sold everything but the Pandora shop, because I guess that does very well. Who knew? And the Amazon trucks. He's like, no, I'm stick with this because they're money makers for sure. Yeah. Who knew? But again, you're responsible for those routes, and you got to hire people. I mean, it's just you're running a business, you know. And he sweats a little bit, but he's young. He can handle it.
Right.
Amen.
Right. 40 trucks.
Yeah, something crazy like that. And I was like, man. And he exploded. It's almost probably, I don't know, within a couple of years that explosion happened of growth.
I wouldn't want a truck. Is he frozen?
Yeah, he just froze. He's
I froze.
Yeah.
See, look at that. And I get this note. Your internet connection sucks. It didn't say that. Maybe it did. I don't know. Yeah, he exploded, so it was kind of cool even before COVID. So it was kind of neat to see. Almost made me want to jump in on it, and then I was like, nah, that's a lot.
40 trucks, man. Is it box trucks or 18-wheelers?
Box trucks. Yeah, the little ones, right?
Yeah.
Small one. He's got the smaller one.
Yeah, the most. That's money right there, buddy. that's good money.
I will say
that's good money. Yes, sir.
He's barely mid-30s.
So I mean, if you look at my route's probably been 1,800 a day per truck.
Wow. Ain't sneeze that.
Yeah, no. You talking about 40 though?
Yeah, I know. Times 40.
So, I don't think I'd be doing it
as in gross or net, like.
No,
you got to put back into the business.
Right. That's straight with all the routes going. That's revenue. Yeah.
Without expenses and all that. Yeah.
Right.
Still,
you talking $500 of gas a day, probably.
Really? Maybe. You think that much?
Pay the driver.
I mean, the driver's gonna be the biggest part of it. We was looking at about 600 a day for those guys.
Huh.
Yeah, you can make good money, man, because you need those guys moving. You need them.
Pilots make that. Some of the pilots are making 600 a day flying those little jets.
Well, yeah. I mean, but you need those guys to be on their stuff, man, because they get paid by how many stops they're making, how quick they can turn them trucks, you know. Because the more you move my truck, the more I can pay you, basically.
Really? So you know a lot about it. We may need to talk offline.
I was studying, bro. I was studying, man. I'm not playing games. Look, I saw that paycheck going to zero.
I love it.
Oh, you're like, I'm gonna pay this mortgage.
Mm-hmm.
Right? You got mouths to feed.
My wife is she makes pretty good money, so
that's cool.
I just wanted to maintain, you know.
I need one of those spouses that make good money, not a wife, a male. but I'm just
Okay.
saying.
Oh,
Let me clarify.
gotta
we're being
hey.
selective, hey.
Oh,
Very,
now you want to be selective, huh?
very, very. I
Yeah,
need
you
one
know
of
what?
them. I
Hey,
need one of those.
this might be a PSA. We're gonna throw it out there, Tomica. We're gonna, throw the hook out there. How about
Look,
that?
Mr. Tom Jordan over here. Tom Jordan.
Come on now. I mean, you can't. Who doesn't want a good-looking sister that flies planes?
Oh, 100%.
Come on,
100%.
man. They out there. They out there. The problem is, you're in North Carolina. It's too damn cold. You can't go outside. And no,
That's not true.
It's
Tomica,
right.
tell her.
60 degrees here today.
what? Really?
Hello.
Didn't I just say
Now look.
maybe that was no,
And we
they live in Arkansas.
Craig, let's keep
And
that
we
under
and we go
wraps.
out.
You're telling on
Oh
each
boy.
other.
he lives in North Carolina down the street from me.
Yeah.
So you're telling on each other now. That's
No, we're not.
you know.
No, we're not.
Not at all.
No, not at all.
Mm-mm.
So wait, are you
Look,
guys allowed to go out, or they shut things down on you? I mean, what's it like that
We
up
find
there?
things to do.
All right, okay. It's not like Florida though, because the floodgates open here in
no,
Florida. We can do
no,
whatever you
it's not
want.
like Florida. It's not like Atlanta. I was just in
Yeah,
Atlanta for 2
Atlanta's like
weeks.
that too.
Ooh.
No,
Atlanta
I
like
mean
COVID don't exist.
they eat,
Yeah.
but they social distance in the restaurants,
Okay.
And they had the trampoline place the kids go to. A kid had a
Oh,
birthday
yeah.
there, but it was his place the whole time.
Oh,
Like
he got the whole thing. Okay.
9 kids, and they just them. I went to a movie. The movie theater was ours.
Really?
It was a birthday party movie theater.
Oh, I was gonna say,
All
okay, you
Okay.
really pimping. You just bought the whole
Over.
damn.
But each movie theater that was playing,
Yeah.
they only allowed, I think, 12 people in each theater or something
Okay.
like that. But the
Now, where
movies
was
are
this,
open.
Tomica? Where was
Right,
this?
Briar Creek,
Okay.
last
Okay.
month.
I was looking at something for that. Well,
Yeah, it's actually a good movie. Can't remember what it was, so but it was a good movie.
okay.
Can't remember. But it was just the fact that you were out watching a movie.
I
That's
know.
Right.
Popcorn.
that was the best part of the whole thing.
And they had liquor in the movie theater. I said,
Oh yeah.
I see y'all upgraded since last
Yeah.
time I was here.
That's the one I go to is right around the corner. That's what they have. You can eat, like they got the big chairs. You can eat right
Yep.
there. They bring you, drinks, and the drinks are pretty good, surprisingly.
My
It's not
son
like
had
you go
a
in there.
had a little pizza and everything, and it looked good.
Yeah.
It's like,
You
okay.
didn't
So
try
you
to
still
steal
in
a slice of pizza, did you?
you still in Tampa, BA?
No, I'm in
Wow.
Orlando now. Yeah, Orlando.
Okay.
Yeah.
I
I was
love
about to-
Orlando.
Me too.
Yeah, they
I
kicked
got
me
a
out
lot
of
of
Tampa.
folks down there. A lot of folks down there.
They are. Who do you know down here, Tomica?
I know a few folks.
Oh, do you? Oh,
Hmm I got a sorority sister down there.
do you? Let's talk
Mhm.
about sororities. I had a question about that. I noticed that, and I had forgotten what sorority you were.
Alpha Kappa Alpha Sorority Incorporated.
Okay, all right. How do you know pilots?
Ski-wee.
Yeah. Yeah.
What?
I wasn't gonna say anything negative.
Okay.
I was just
You
saying. I
can't.
was just saying. I have forgotten that you were an AKA.
Yes. Please
Are you a
don't.
Kappa? You a Kappa, right, BA?
No. I am not.
Yes.
I didn't get even. Well, you said. Are you Alpha? Did you say you were?
No.
Am I?
Yeah.
Me? No. We
Oh,
had a
okay.
conversation about this, didn't we, to me?
I was like,
Did-
no.
Did he try to get got too? They tried to get him.
That's for another
I was like, I'm late.
episode. That's for another episode.
That is for a sidebar. Yeah, we should talk. I just actually got a phone call last week, in fact. So we'll talk offline. But more importantly, your sorority. How important was that in your aviation career? And I'm just trying to make connections for people out there and the groups that we come in contact with, how they affect things professionally and personally and all that.
So am I still there?
Yeah.
Yeah. I got it.
So I will say that for me was OBAT.
Uh-oh.
Oh, I lost you. Yeah,
Was
I lost
important because it helped me. I did lose it.
you. Yeah,
It's just freezing a little bit.
It's freezing up. Hold on. I love editing. Fix it in
How is
post.
that? How's it going
Right.
now?
Little bit. There we go. Okay, you're back to speed. So you said OBAP?
OBAP was the most important organization for me, um, because of the connections I made in aviation, and
Mhm.
it helped me get my first, my first job at Raytheon, which
Okay,
was making good money.
great.
Alpha Kappa Alpha came into play. I pledged. So first of all, I went to Purdue University for a year and a half,
Okay.
and I knew I wanted to go into aviation, and my plan was to switch into the flight program because I was in engineering, which is what my mom wanted.
Mhm.
Mhm.
But I found out that you needed your private pilot's license in order to get in, and I
Ooh,
was on a partial
already.
track scholarship. Yeah, so I was like, this isn't going to work. So I had to come clean with my mom, and then I went home, went to University of Washington for a year, and then I started to try to find a flight school. So while I was taking African American studies, the history of music, and all these random classes at University of Washington, I was like, it's time to pledge so that I don't have to
Really?
worry about my grades. So that I pledged University of Washington. I ended up transferring to Central Washington University and graduating there with a Bachelor of Science in Flight Technology, which were all my certificates and ratings.
Okay.
Okay.
Very cool.
However, AKA, like mentally, I was still working because it was a city chapter in Seattle. So when I was going to Central Washington University, I was still very active, and I said it literally kept me sane because I was at a school that I was the only female and the only black person in the flight program.
Well, that sounds familiar.
There were no other minorities on campus except for some football players and some random other minorities around.
Yeah.
And it was about an hour and a half away from Seattle. So socially, AKA kept me grounded. I'm very, very outgoing. I am, you know, I needed people, I needed
Sure.
connections.
Yeah.
And even going to OBAP, it, I connected with Nia Gilliam at the time.
Mhm.
Hmm.
Um, she's AKA as well. So, and we were at the
Yes.
same place in life, and we were at the same place as far as graduation and where we were getting our licenses, and it was an immediate bond. So it's good when you have that, you know what you've been through, you know what you're trying to go through, you have that with someone. And so that was great. Now granted, if she was a Delta, it would have been the same thing. If she
Sure.
was, a Zeta, it would have been the same thing, just because we would have had that bond
Yeah.
of Greek life anyway.
Sure.
um so AKA, I love AKA. I'm still an active member, 25 years. Woo-hoo. Over that, actually 27. But it has helped me in many ways,
Hmm.
many ways, all the way through aviation. Not helping me get jobs, but helping me um, know how to mentor other young ladies.
There you go. I was just gonna say you probably one of the most prolific in that, especially with OBAP. And for those that don't know, OBAP is an organization of Black airline pilots. I'm kidding. I know you're gonna correct me. Uh, I knew. See, I'm old school, I guess,
I'm
with
gonna
it.
get
So
them.
that's
I'm gonna
that's
get
what it
them.
used to be, ladies and
That's what it
gentlemen.
used to be.
But it
It's
was
now
changed.
Organization of Black Aerospace
Aerospace
Professionals.
profession, aerospace. Yes, and that changed 4 years ago.
Longer than
Longer
that.
than that.
10,
Longer than
eh,
that.
10 years at least.
10 at
No,
least.
get
Yeah.
the hell
Yeah.
out.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
It's
was
Really?
changed.
I was at Riddle when, so it was more than that. 13, 14.
Really?
Yeah.
Man,
Yep.
But
that's
it really,
insane.
and a lot of people don't understand, the reason for the change was actually to reach more youth,
Oh,
because
absolutely.
it's such a targeted reach when we're looking only for pilots.
Sure.
And there's so many more youth that we could help by making it aerospace, and we can bring them up with scholarships and mentorship that, they changed the
Yeah.
name with good reason. It also helps us with funding. I mean,
Oh
there's a
yeah.
lot of
I
reasons.
actually championed the change back when I was more active and when it actually was going through, because that's what we were, the youth program, and all three of us have been, a deep dive in youth programs in our various cities
Hmm.
throughout our careers. So I know Craig and I worked together pretty tight for a few of them in Jacksonville, but
Hmm.
definitely, especially when you do that kind of work, you see more than just people that want to become pilots. Even more than that, you see people that thought they wanted to be pilots and they realize quickly, you know what? There's this other thing within aviation I think I like. and
I
they
can stay on the
they come.
ground. I really don't want to fly.
Right. Not
Exactly.
today.
You know what? I don't like the way my stomach just felt. So I
Drop.
can still work with planes over
Maintenance.
there. Okay,
I
I'm
can
gonna
do
go over there.
maintenance.
Yeah, maintenance, aeromed.
Mhm.
Fire suppression. There's firefighters on airfields. And all of that is a little different and nuanced for aviation. So that's what I really love. So then when they started thinking about changing the name, I'm like, you know what? We're already have that focus now anyway. We might as well steer the ship in that direction. So it was a good change.
And yeah, this way with our metrics, we can capture all of the youth, and for the record, we've gone through so much change at OBAP. I'm a board member still.
Are you?
I'm a board,
We
yeah,
were
for the
gonna get
past
to that.
three
Ooh.
years.
So I was gonna say
Um,
to make you sound like you're really vested, like in OBAP. What is your role there?
I am the relationship development director
Very
at
nice. So you
OBAP.
get dates? You get us dates over there? Is that what?
Yeah, a date to make some money and
Yeah.
donate some money. That's your date.
There you go.
All about
Yeah.
donations.
You got a date with this bank
Right.
account. How about
Right.
Pretty
that?
much. I try to make sure that whoever's giving large sums of money that they can meet the objectives that they want with their money through our programs. So I try to pair up the best program with the donor.
Oh, that's great. It's a good
Hmm.
position for you. So that's kind of up there in some quite the leadership role. You have aspirations of taking the helm. Yeah, I'm putting you on blast. I'm putting you on the spot.
I am a board member. This is
Not
our
chair, not
total.
chairperson.
Well, it's a volunteer. The whole board is volunteer, but we've always been a working board because we don't have an executive director, right? We don't
Mm,
Okay.
have. We have some staff members, but we don't have positions. All the positions necessary for this to operate
yeah.
filled by staff positions. So we work OBAP, the board. I mean,
Sure.
literally, it's a full time job that we do on the side on the weekends and at night. Um,
Wow.
so right now we need a lot of money, and that is what I'm in trying to get us. So let me back up. We've changed our website. We changed our total inner workings. Have a way to capture our metrics. We have a way that that is a chairman now, Joe
Hmm.
Webley,
Yeah,
whose mind, he's a strategic planner. And
that's great.
so the fact that OBAP has morphed into 2022 is amazing. And I'm so excited about the growth. I'm so excited about our longevity. I'm excited about us not having to work as hard. We're actually having a management company come in and take over some things this year, um,
Wow.
which means then we won't be a working board. So
Yeah.
we could just be a board member, but it takes a lot of time. It's a labor of love. It is, but we reach
Good.
so
And it sounds
many
like they
youth.
got the right people at the top. So, well, kudos to you. Congratulations. For the
and
position. I know you
and
do
and
well.
thank you, Tamika.
Thank you for
You you
volunteering,
you and
Craig.
you and Miss Stephanie.
Thank you for volunteering. Yeah, Stephanie works well with APDP. She does
Yeah.
a lot of work there. So
Stephanie Gill?
Hmm?
it's Stephanie Hartsfield.
Mhm.
Hartsfield.
I didn't know if we
Okay.
want to say the whole name, but
That's fine. Yeah. I
anonymity,
mean, if she's doing good work,
anonymity.
She's
Yeah,
doing
yeah,
very
yeah,
good
yeah, yeah,
work.
yeah, yeah.
She's doing very good work.
yeah,
Yeah.
definitely. We're always
But
trying to
yeah,
celebrate those that shine. So if you're out there and you're listening, congratulations.
yeah.
Yeah, we have a
We
lot of folks
appreciate
doing
you.
work.
Yeah, and I know I have fallen off significantly. So and I've
Me too.
been
Me too.
yeah, I've been
We welcome you back at any point in time.
yeah, we'll get there. My friends
Like
that
tomorrow.
are still involved.
Like
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 tomorrow.
you're gonna
like
call me back?
tonight. Just go ahead and
Like,
pay that $99 right now. Go
hello,
ahead.
hello. Look, hello. I know you got the link.
Yeah, you know what? And that's what this is about too. It's getting this out there as with every medium that we possibly can, so folks can, hey, what is that? And so they go look it up and hopefully contribute the best way they can. So we appreciate it. Dig it.
You bet.
We
We've
just
moved to
lazy. Is Craig, you lazy?
total.
I'm lazy.
Yeah, he lazy. But so we moved to a lot of virtual programming too. This from 2020. So that's the amazing part is that we've still been able to reach youth. We have like 700 kids at or I'll say 900 at Girls
What?
Launch.
Wow.
And I think we have over 700 for APIS, aerospace professionals in schools. So instead of us going into the schools, which is what we normally do,
That's what we normally we're doing. Yeah.
right? We are hosting APIS, and the schools are logging in to come see what we
Oh,
offer.
That's cool.
very cool.
Mhm.
That's smart. Is
Yeah.
that your idea? You did that, didn't
Tennessee.
you? Oh,
Tennessee does programs like no other.
yeah. That is
Tennessee
great.
Garvey. Hmm.
Wow. Yeah, I'm not doing enough, but
It's all right. I'm
the
gonna talk
plug
to you
in.
offline.
We
Don't
got.
worry.
Don't worry, I'm gonna come get you. Get my back. Have your knees ready. Speaking of which,
Got it.
so what's this whole thing I've been hearing about code switching? Have
Code
you heard
switch.
this stuff? I know Tamika knows what I'm talking about. We can
I
kind
know
of just see
exactly what you're talking about.
you can see her smile. Craig doesn't because he doesn't do it.
This
Because he doesn't switch.
He doesn't switch. He has
uh,
no idea what I'm talking
I
about.
have no idea what y'all talking about.
And this is a beautiful thing because we have a minority and all black cast tonight, which is rare, which I love. I love. I was trying to do something like this, and normally my co-host is with me, but he couldn't make it. He got punched in the eye or something. I don't know. He had something going on. He said, "Hey, I'm not gonna be able to make it today." I'm like, "All
He's
right."
mourning Rush Limbaugh's death.
Did he? Oh, he did pass. Did
He
he?
did. He did.
Ooh, he might be. I don't know. R.I.P. Rush. I guess. I don't know. Hey, we try not to get political on the
Oh,
show.
okay.
So
I'm sorry.
I mean,
Edit that
no,
out.
don't apologize. I mean, definitely if you wanna put yourself out there, I mean, hey,
Yeah,
I didn't
exactly.
know. Yeah, I saw that he left his show, but
So
yeah,
back at the ranch.
I see, I
So
see that
can
little.
we cheers to that? You got your cup.
You know what?
Oh, there we go. There we go.
Yeah, chance to pour my drink yet. See,
But
Oh,
I'll
okay.
code
jump right into
switching,
it. Yeah,
code
so code
switching,
switching.
like the young
Um,
lady who is on in the news media, um, Hispanic. She taught her vernacular, her the way she speaks is so proper and perfect. But then she also in social media goes into her, hey mami, like she go right in, and
Huh.
so she was explaining how this is how I speak when I'm talking to me, and she has her whole persona.
Mhm.
And then when she's home, she's like, but this is who I am.
yeah. So
So that's the
I bring
switch.
that up because in our profession, we got to do it a lot.
Yeah.
I know I have, especially coming up in the military and all that. And,
Yeah.
coming from inner city and all that, and having I already still have a cursing problem, which I've been trying to. I've given up on it. It just happens. I don't know. People get offended. They're like, oh, I don't know, man. It just comes out. I got Tourette's. I, I know it's
Jesus
bad.
saves.
Yeah, I know. I need Jesus. But I know that some of that stuff is just deep rooted in who we are, and when we're around each other, right? Just like
Hmm.
any other cultural group, we tend to have our own vernacular, our own uh, way of speaking that only we recognize. So, but it's one of those things in a professional setting, whatever that means, right? How do you define that? The one that we're in is in the flight deck and all this, so it has to be a little different. So we have to code switch. It's a light switch in the head that you flip, and you
All
just
right.
start talking different.
I got a story for that one.
Oh, so
So
you do know.
yeah, yeah, yeah.
Oh, he
So
knew.
so y'all know I'm from Atlanta, College Park to be exact.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
College Park, 5
It's
minutes,
deep.
5 minutes from the airport. So a
Yeah.
bunch of the guys I graduated from high school with work at the airport. Some of them have never seen me in uniform. So I pop up out of the crew line. So I'm walking down the terminal in Atlanta, and can you hear this more? But so I see one of my buddies. He's like, "Yo, Craig, yo, what's up, homie?" Walking right beside my counterpart, who happens to be Caucasian.
Yeah.
He's just baffled. He's just baffled.
Baffled.
Because baffled. I mean, like his face is like bewildered. He just lost all the color, whatever he had in his face is just gone. He's just
He
pale.
just shook.
He just he's like, "Oh, you know him?" It's like, "Yes, I do. That's my buddy. I played football with him." And It's just crazy because it's like, yeah, people around here don't do what we do all the time, but we grew up with it.
Yeah, yeah,
Just he happened to be a custodian and I'm a pilot. We took different career paths or
sure.
different paths, period. And he was just
Still from the same
amazed.
place, still
Still
from the
from the
same
same place. Right,
hood, and
right.
when we see each other, we have to talk in that
Dap,
dialect. We have to do that
dap
thing,
each other up. I
dap
mean,
each other up,
embrace.
show props. That's proper respects out there.
And then I
And
kind of forgot I was in uniform a little bit,
but should that matter?
Ah,
I don't
So
know.
I don't think it
ah,
matters. Like there's a point where you are who you are.
right.
I understand the newscaster whose verbiage or the tempo of her language changed, right? She's talking
Mm-hmm.
faster. She was home with her family, and there's
Yeah,
the things of that nature. But and that's just to maintain a certain standard on TV, which is
sure,
set.
sure.
Professionalism is our standard. Door closes to the flight deck, we are professional regard like that is we all want to make it home to our families.
Sure.
So there's
Absolutely.
no code switching. We're just a pilot and we have to do what we have to do. And that's it. We have conversations and that's it. We step out of the
Communicate in a
flight deck.
common language.
Correct.
We can communicate in common language. Yeah.
When we leave the flight deck and the person walking down the aisle looks and says, I knew it was a black woman on the PA. I knew it. They're like, woo woo. I'm like,
Is that makes you feel good, doesn't it?
hmm
yeah. At that moment, I go, you were right. You were right. How you
I'm gonna, t-
doing?
I'm gonna tell you what got me one time. So it was actually my coworker's
Great.
leg, and the lady actually, excuse me, thank you for the flights, young man.
Mhm.
Kind of like he was standing in the doorway saying goodbye. Just thank
Like,
you. It's just like,
I got to get by
like
you. I asked to excuse you
I,
4 times.
I want to see him.
Yeah.
I
Not
want to
you.
see him.
Not you.
You're
Yeah.
right.
Well, how does that make you feel?
It's always nice. It's always the elderly. It's uh more so the elderly gentlemen, like
Yeah.
the Vietnam vets or later, that
Yeah.
this is what I appreciate this, this is what I worked so hard for, this is what I sacrificed for,
Yeah.
and
And
it
oftentimes
touches you, man.
It
it does.
does.
Oftentimes it's something that they probably wanted to do and didn't have the
And weren't
Right.
opportunity to
able
do.
to.
Had yeah,
Yeah.
yeah.
So
I
That's
we
why
had
I'll be
definitely
a
don't.
I had one Tuskegee Airman and an
yeah, I
OBAP
was
when I
about to
was
say.
still at Raytheon.
Hmm.
And I had on my captain bars at the time. I was captain. Um, he said, "Can I take a picture with you?" And I said, "Excuse me, take a picture with me. I need to take a picture with you."
Right.
Right.
And
Right.
so we sat down and he started telling me stories, and I just forgot about the booth. I was just listening to him and his stories, and you know, it was a moment that I'll never forget. He just said, he's like, everything I went through means so much to see you. It makes sense now.
Hmm.
And I'm
Wow.
okay with that. I was bawling, the woman in me. I was like, "Ah, thank you, sir." Because it was just like, it was amazing that he had that revelation because he saw me. And
Right.
I just wanted to fly an airplane. I didn't realize the effect. I mean, I knew the shoulders I was standing on,
Yeah.
but I didn't realize it would bring him some closure that what he
Wow.
went through had purpose.
Wow. That's a very good way of putting it. It gave him a sense of closure and a full circle that
Because
what he
he
may or
couldn't do it.
yeah, that's
He
deep.
tried and tried to get to an airline. He tried and they weren't taking him, you know? But
That's
the
deep.
mere fact that he tried and that they went through what they went through opened the doors for us. So,
Without question,
yeah.
without question. And it's one of those things that we need to carry the torch, and we are obviously, Tamika, you are in OBAP and the things that you're doing. Craig, I see you. You just being out there, looking as sharp as you do, uh,
Try.
and just being on, with the camps and the things that you've done there. So carrying the torch, it's a heavy torch. It's not easy, even to this day, and we don't have to get into specifics unless you have something that you really would love to get off your chest because let's face it, we all got hella stories, right?
Well,
So
the story that gets me right now And this is a simple story. A young
Mm,
lady who I helped get to
mm,
was in a sim building, not her
Mm.
sim instructor,
okay.
but, and I found out way after the fact because, I would have made
Oh,
some things happen. But,
yeah. I would.
and she
I do know
refused to
that.
tell me who stopped her and told her, your afro is really big. You should probably cut that. And
This
this is
this was
2021.
recently.
So this was 2018.
Wow.
Yikes. See, that's
What did she say?
yikes.
That's my problem. Is that I obviously can't instill my spirit into all the women that I'm with and mentor because I
I
realize
would.
like,
Here's the thing. I know what you would have said. I know what you would have done, and I would love to be the fly on that wall. But
look, I'm just like
she,
because I was trying to go find out who it was. She wouldn't tell me because she being
yeah.
in her first year,
Oh
she
yeah.
didn't want to make any
Respectfully,
waves,
you got to appreciate that.
Oh yeah, 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 yeah.
For those
Be it
for those that don't know, your first year at any airline really is probation, and they basically the union doesn't really represent you to the fullest extent it can. So they basically the company can fire you at
A-
for anything.
apprentice
Yeah,
for
member.
you're
anything.
considered an apprentice. So
Yeah,
And
um
they'd rather fire you then for
yeah,
something if you're going to
yeah.
be a problem because once you get on after that first year, it's going to be hard to fire you.
Yeah,
right.
they can't get rid of you. I mean, there's guys with files inches long that are thick
They're
that
still trying to get rid of.
yeah, they're not.
See, see
I've had
that
to run into a few of them.
that's where her and I differ as far as the temperament because we were about to push out of this one uh place and Captain just kept talking about I mean this after the election, Trump is gone, we got Biden here now. He just kept calling the left dumb and stupid, and I just got sick of it, man. I probably didn't have my coffee that morning or something, but I just said, hey, you ever think that somebody might not agree with you and they don't want to hear
Yeah,
that? Just
yeah,
just just like that, just the way I'm talking
yeah,
to you. And he's like, oh, so you don't have to agree with me. So then you think I should have to hear you talk about this all for 4 days?
yeah.
Oh no, we won't talk about politics. I'm like, yeah, I appreciate it. Thanks. Carried on, got back professional. I was like, but you're not gonna just keep talking on my head. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, I let you ride for 24 hours. After that, it's like, dude, I don't want to hear that anymore. And I hate it, had to come
You gave him
out.
a shot. You gave him,
Yeah, it's like, dude,
but you know what? And but
enough is enough.
here's the thing about that though. And I think both sides, and this is just my soapbox, I guess. I think both sides of unfortunately, there's only two sides. It would be nice if there was a little bit more
Exactly.
diversity in that. But the
Exactly.
fact that there are both two sides, I think both sides could benefit from just some civil discourse. Let's
Exactly.
talk. I want to
Exactly.
know what one side is thinking compared to the other, and keep okay. So there may be race involved, there may be gender involved, there may be all these things, but I want to hear that too, based on because all those demographics are on both sides, right?
Right.
So it'd be cool to hear the the brother that's on the left and the brother that's on the right talk about their different perspectives, and that's
Right.
what it's really all about. I get into
But
this
what
sense of
happens is
stoicism.
people start using being insulted, and nobody wants to be insulted. That's the thing. Like I told him, I'm gonna say 90% of the time we're gonna agree. We're gonna agree on 90% of the issue. There's that 10% where you got to start calling somebody stupid, and belittling them that you just shut down the communication, man.
But
Well,
you know
and
what?
it's,
For me, I love it.
they
Oh, go ahead,
continue
Tomica.
to try to convince you to change your mind.
Right.
Yeah,
And it's
yeah,
just
yeah,
not
And
gonna happen.
it's okay to be different. And that's
Right.
where
yeah,
people don't realize it's okay to not see eye to eye. You don't have to not like me because you don't like my opinion.
Right.
yeah.
And that's where, I mean, there it's become black and white, whereas before there used to be gray. You can
Sure.
still be a good person if you
Yeah,
don't agree with me.
Right.
Now, you're not a good person. And if you don't agree with me, my way is the right way. And
yeah.
I don't want to deal with you if you don't
Right.
agree with me. I'd
You're an
rather
idiot.
be
They dropped
in
that real
my
quick.
own
You're an idiot.
silo. I'd be in my own silo and have
Mm.
everyone who agrees with me so that they can pump up my ego and tell me I'm right all the time. And I'm going to stay here because it feels good.
Right.
And anything outside of my box is uncomfortable.
Yeah, it's a bizarre state we're in. And no one knows how to disagree anymore, and it's really eroding who we are as a country. And
Agreed.
again, I try not to. I don't think that's politics. I think that's just people. That's just being, the social fabric to which we all agreed we'd live under, right?
Ego.
Yeah, this is it's a sense of yeah, ego. I mean, that's part of it too, and a lot of it has to do some, where you grew up, your background. I guess that might, form what your ego is going to end up being. But I love the diversity of this country. I fought for this country, and I spent 22 years doing that, and I love the diversity. I love how different we are. I love that we can be different and speak our mind and appreciate each other's opinion. It's for some reason it just seems such a bizarre place where we are that I've, you know, granted, compared to some folks that have done this longer, obviously been on the planet longer. But in the short time, it just seems like this is something new,
Well,
something different.
it's because exactly what you appreciate is
Mhm.
exactly what other people don't want.
Why wouldn't they want it?
They don't want
They
us
feel like losing power, man. They're like when you start getting up there closer to them, they start feel like they're losing something. They want to.
but
They
it's
want to
not
be able to
even
look down.
the sad thing is you think about all the different times that of what African Americans have been through
Mm,
since the 1800s. You think of every single time that we got a a a community and a financial structure
Hmm.
together and
yeah,
a literally taxi cabs and fishing routes and you know uh,
Wall
and
Street.
electricians and
yeah,
builders and I mean we had whole communities and they
sure.
were literally torn apart.
Hmm.
So
Mm,
you think about all that, which comes from fear, because we
mm,
were gaining financial strength at
yeah,
different communities all across the US
sure.
at different points of time. And they were torn down. And so for it to happen now, it's not surprising. It's a continual cycle. It's surprising to us because we're experiencing it,
Yeah.
but it's not, there is nothing new under the sun. There is
But have
absolutely
we
nothing
have
new.
we not? Has there been no growth though? And I refuse
Mm.
to. I refuse to just say that there's been no growth and we haven't evolved. But I have to ask
Pe-
that question, right?
People have not evolved.
You don't think?
Like,
Huh?
so
The
people are
sentiments.
still, well, but
Yeah.
they have not, we still have the same minds. We still have the same flesh, the same spirit, if you believe in a God. Like, whatever it
Hmm.
is, we are still the same. They fought religious wars for hundreds of years
Oh,
because they believed in a different God.
they still kind of are. I mean,
Men
now.
are still men. People are human. So I personally, it's not going anywhere. I don't think it's going anywhere. But all you can do is try to change who you touch. That's how I see it. Um, to a certain degree, some people are this way because of a lack of knowledge. They have a good
Oh,
heart.
sure, of course.
Some people are this way because they don't want to know anything. They don't want to know what it's like to walk a mile in a minority's pair of shoes, and it's handed down. It's all literally hatred is handed down. You don't come out of the womb hating.
No,
It's
you
just
see all
it's
these
not
kids loving
possible.
each other. I
it's
mean, you see all these
it's
young kids
learned.
all
They
over.
don't
Yeah,
understand color.
yeah,
If you're a boy or a girl, they just love.
yeah,
So
yeah.
until you can
See,
change that
that's a
handed
perfect
down
example. Daddy,
hate,
I love you. Is that what the baby just said? Daddy, I love you. What she
Nah, he
say?
kind of he kind of say, "Daddy, I'm hungry."
that's another way to love.
But you know,
Lord.
but you know what? So the evolution you don't feel is it's just a cycle. You,
That's it.
you you hit the nail on the head. It's a cycle, and I will say like there's no getting. It's kind of like that bully thing. So I had the youth program in a school there. We were teaching bully mitigation. Like, so long as you know who you are, you can't be bullied. And I know that's a bold statement, whatever.
It's very
But
true.
it seems like all these organizations or these school systems they go after the bully. If I see you bullying, then I'm gonna do something. But bullying ain't going nowhere. Matter of fact, there's a large percentage of bullying happens when you're an adult in corporate America, right? So that's when
When
you
you on the
start looking at
flight deck,
statistics.
you can get bullied
I,
in the
I was
cockpit,
gonna
man.
say how many times that almost where you recognize it and you're like, hold on, man, you're not
Yo,
about to let
right,
me where's the break in this thing? Where's the break?
It's
right.
happened to
So
me one time, and I
yeah,
was like, I will never
never.
allow this to slip again.
Yeah.
Never,
Yeah.
ever, never, ever.
And I
It's
know if
like
those of you
when
that are just
somebody's
listening to
constantly
this
talking down
podcast,
to you. I'm sorry. Go ahead.
those of you that just listening, you can't see Tomica's nostrils flare up. When your sister's nostrils flare up, that means don't walk, run is what that means. It's going to be a bad day for you. Even if it might even be, you might even be collateral damage. Like she didn't mean to go off on you. You just happen to be standing there, and now you hurt.
But it'll be done tactfully though, because when the door closes, we're professional.
We got to be.
So what this one time, and y'all, oxygen mask, you know, got to test it before you take off, right?
Mm-hmm.
Aircraft I'm on, I'm the IRO, different type of oxygen mask than the FO and the captain.
True. And the IRO is the International Relief Officer, right?
I tested it. We had already started the engines to leave, but we had already closed the door.
Ooh, okay.
And I said, yeah, that's not right. It's dropping too fast.
Okay.
It's not right. No, it's right. We tested ours. It's fine.
But
so I looked at theirs and I'm like, I said, but we have different masks.
yeah.
We have different type of tests. What I'm telling you is that's fine for you two.
Yeah.
It's not right. It's not testing when I test mine right. So I think that we have a problem.
And
we're fine.
You see?
We're fine. I said, I know I'm captain. I'm sorry that I tested it late. I know the doors closed. I was back in the back doing some other IRO stuff, getting some things done and helping out this checking the mail, do whatever, right?
Yeah.
But I'm pretty sure that drop is too dramatic for them. I don't think so. I think it's great. By this time, we're pushed back. Tow bars being disconnected, and we're off and rolling. So we rotate. I get the times, and I pull out my iPad, and I go to the section on oxygen, and I say, "Here's the rest, and here's the section on the oxygen mask. I just want you guys to have that as a reference."
While you left the cockpit, is that what?
Got up and went on my break.
Ooh.
When I came back from my break, we had an oxygen canister for each of us on the side who's going to be up there.
Oh, really?
From the back.
So they did read. They're like,
so yeah, I just want to let you know we had thought about, we looked at some of this and I don't really think that it's a big deal. So, but just in case, because I'm not worried, we're just gonna have these up here for a remainder of flight. We'll remind them to check that when we land, but just in case. But I don't, it's conflicting information.
Right, because flight manuals, the manual is conflicting, huh?
Yeah.
However, let us depressurize and see what's conflicting when you can't suck in any oxygen.
Yeah.
So we crossed the Atlantic like that, landed somewhere in Germany, and they had the mechanics showed up because we typed it in. Please check oxygen. It was closed.
No way.
The valve was closed.
No way.
Someone got in big trouble for that.
Well, so for those that don't know, when they switch out systems, they close it, right? So they don't have to purge, or actually I don't know the maintenance background behind it. I think it's for a purging issue, but they swapping out canisters and so they kept it closed when it should have been open operationally.
And that
during a maintenance.
3 flights that way.
Oh wow. Well, you know what? Here's the thing, and kudos to your due diligence and bringing it up, because it was that 4th flight that something would have happened. And
the problem is, I knew I was right, but I started to second guess myself.
And that's the bullying.
And that's where the problem comes, because he didn't want to listen to me. Whereas what I should have said was, well, what I'm going to do is call ops because I want to get off because I don't feel safe.
Yeah.
That's what I should have done, because in all actuality, we weren't safe.
Yeah. Oh no, that's for sure.
We weren't safe.
That's for
And
sure.
that's where I've learned to draw my line. And I hope that other women that come behind me, when they get into a position like that, find where their no go, their V1
Yeah,
is. And if I don't feel safe, it's a no go. I'm done.
that's legit. Wow. Well, you learned early on. I'm assuming that was early in the career. You're in the right seat. You
No,
were major
I
airline.
757.
Oh, that's right, Arrow. Okay, yeah,
So this was
relatively.
after the 7.3.
Wow. Deep.
So, and I
I,
really thought I was already that person that wouldn't take it.
I was
So,
just gonna say that. I was just sometimes we think that, oh no, ain't nobody gonna tell me, and then all of a sudden it hits you for some reason, whatever's going on, like the planets align, and you're just not in that confident place for whatever reason, and there's no reason even going into why. It just is, right?
and I
And
start
that's when it
thinking,
happens.
oh, well, they do have different ones, and
Yeah,
maybe it is, and maybe, and I was like, I started second guessing myself. So normally, if I were to speak up and I were to say it forcefully the second time, most of the captains would have, well, let me see, can you pull it up for me?
sure,
They're like, let
sure,
me just get her quiet, and I
right,
get that opportunity to deal with it.
right,
But when they really shut you down, that's now I know. But it took
yeah,
that one time for it to be never again, because I literally was like, well, wow. Well, what do you do at this point? We're taxiing out to the runway, and they're okay, and I'm not even on a mic to say like,
yeah. And not only that, it takes you out of the game of aviation. Like you're not a crew member. You're sitting back there trying to look stuff up, and you guys are moving instead of
Right.
back at the gate looking things up or back in ops looking things up, um, and that exponentially makes things worse, right? Because now you're trying to hurry. Let me see if I can find something to stop these dudes before we make a mistake. And now you're not looking outside. You're not backing them up. There's all kind of stuff that could be going on. So, nah, yeah, it's a tough place to be, and I think we've all been in some similar place like that where we felt we should have spoken up, and it is hard being in that right seat. I tell you, uh, getting to that captain seat, getting to the left side is
You fly with your favorite
oh,
captain every trip.
yeah, yeah. You fly with your favorite captain every trip, but when you're in that right seat and you fly with a different captain every leg or every trip, or anything, you really talk about code switch, and that switch is going up and down, left and right, like it's a rheostat. It's just you turn it. You have to different degrees of who you need to be to morph to make the flight go. You don't know who you're gonna get, Grumpy Gus or shout out to Gus. Actually, he's one of the greatest captains I've flown with. So Gus, if you're listening,
He's a real
shout you out.
person.
Yeah, he's real. Yeah,
He's a real
Gustavo.
person.
Gustavo. Yeah, he's a good dude.
he is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. You probably know him. Yeah, he was on the 757. I think he's on triple now. Anyway, um, good dude. But yeah, it's tough. It's a tough place to be, and you learned it well. And here's the thing: you had to learn that, so now you can show other people what not to do. You can tell that story, and that's what this is really all about too. So we come together and tell each other these stories to back each other up and say, you know what, if she did it, you know what, that's not gonna happen to me. I'm gonna let them know. Yeah. And I know I've seen you do that with people, especially the young ladies that are coming up, because it's tough. It's not the easy environment for the
And a
young
lot of
ladies coming
times,
It's
through.
not.
the guys don't know when they they've been doing it for so long. They don't know they being a certain way. They don't know they being what's the word?
Dismissive or
Antagonistic,
yeah,
or
sure.
something like that. And that's human. You've been setting your ways for so long. You 25-year captain. You've been doing it for 20 years,
Yeah.
and you just been setting your ways. So you call for a checklist a certain way. Why you yelling at me, though? Why you why you talking to me like that? It's
But it's a great thing. You can disarm them, like, are you having a good day? And I'd use it all the time. Like, so how's your day? You having a good day? And they'd be, well, yes, I am. I got up, I ate my breakfast, and
How's your home life?
incidentally, for those of you that are
Yeah,
listening, that was a code switch. You're welcome.
that is. Yep. Yep.
See, my code switches are not as subtle. it's kind of hard for me to switch.
I don't
You
think
don't
you do,
switch.
bro.
I was like, you don't switch.
It's hard. It's hard. I got to put my whole uniform on first.
You got to put the cape on before you can switch.
I got to put it's the hat. It's the hat. When I put the
I
hat
love
on,
it.
it's
I
it's
love it.
different.
This
It's
might be
still
one of
it's
my.
still a Denzel walk.
Mm,
Oh, you got that Denzel walk. I've seen you.
It's
I've
still a
seen you,
walk.
dude.
Still a
yeah,
walk.
yeah, it is.
You can walk like him, just don't fly like him. He don't know. He's
Oh,
dumb.
amen.
Don't do that,
Man.
bitch. Don't do that.
Hey, that was a horrible movie.
Amen.
No, man.
Yeah.
My mama
I
hated
loved
that
him
movie.
in it.
My
Horrible
mama
movie.
hated that movie.
Man, we pay too much money. I don't understand them
Yeah,
people. I
like
just
what?
don't get it.
My mom said, "Now who was the woman he was with?"
Oh, yeah, here we go. That's all they focus on, huh? Does that
Right.
really happen? Wait,
Jeez.
stay
I'm
with
taking
it.
my gotta clean my glasses. Y'all stand by one. All right, I'm back.
That's deep. That's deep. All right. Well, we're a little over an hour into the show. I want to be respectful of the time. So if you want to go, if you want something else you want to discuss, I dig it. I had a good time on this one. One of my favorites, and it may or may not have something to do with what month we're in. But of course, if my objective is to get more of us on here, regardless of the month we're in,
Okay.
and to showcase some of the struggles and triumphs that we've had, so people hear it, so people know, and get the word out. So that's my goal, pretty much in every podcast we do. So keep that in mind. I'd love to have you guys back. I mean, if there's anything else you guys want to discuss, I mean, we can stay in chat for a long time. I just poured a new glass. So.
Man, I got a whole other.
Look at
You
you.
about to kill that, huh? You about to kill that,
I'm
huh?
trying to lose some more weight, so I'm off this liquor for another few months.
Good for you. So I'm helping out. I know you know Reggie, right?
Yeah.
Um, Reggie, good
I'll
friend of
read
mine.
you,
We go.
right?
Well, you do, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Okay.
From
Yeah, yeah,
Jacksonville. We go way back.
Big Reg.
Detroit.
yeah. He ain't
Big
big no
Reg,
more,
yeah.
right? Though, is it?
But
He lost weight. Though.
he's losing some weight, and
Yeah,
I've been
yeah.
trying to help him out, and that's a great thing. He had an accident a few years ago, and he needed to lose some weight. But we go way back, so we talk back and forth. As a matter of fact, he texted me uh, 3 days ago about his progress. So he's on doing the same thing, and I told him the same thing. I said, look, you got to stop drinking. You got to stop drinking, drink more water, at least a gallon a day. Start there, and then we'll see what happens. And then start there. Hey, I lost, such and such. I'm like, okay, just by changing that alone.
Right. It's huge.
Oh, yeah. So now we can start talking about, carb cycling or whatever. We can get more specific if you'd like. But
Vegetables.
yeah, veggies and just taking out little things.
Look at
What's the
Craig.
number one thing you gotta have?
I do veggies, but I can't do no meat, man. I can't do the
Really?
vegan thing. No.
Oh, you can't do no meat. Okay.
I can't do vegan, man.
Yeah, it's a tough one.
I'm a pescatarian.
See, I can do that. I can do
I'm a
that.
pescatarian. I mean, I do a lot of meals with just vegetables, and I lost 40 pounds
What?
since the beginning of
What?
COVID. Since the beginning of COVID.
No. Really?
I know.
40 pounds in a year? That's legit.
Yeah,
You
and I
really
walk.
casting out that hook, huh?
I go walk. I may take 5, 6, 7 mile walks, and
Mm-hmm.
because all the gyms were closed, and so I use
Yeah.
that as my time to recenter and listen to books on tape or something positive,
Absolutely.
and but yeah, I am. I'm getting old. I'm single. I'm like, come 49, you're gonna see these abs.
Atta girl. That's what
You
I'm
go. I mean,
talking
now
about.
they're already out. I was already in the bikini in Cancun this year.
Okay. Look at you.
I'm just
That's what I'm
saying.
talking about.
I'm just saying, cause let 49 hit. Y'all ain't ready. Y'all ain't
It's a
ready.
wrap. It's a wrap.
You
Huh?
ain't ready. I had to I'm going to level. I put it on Facebook. I'm going to level 2 now because I kind of chilled out since
Yeah.
since my birthday, August. I stopped really trying to focus on it, and I've been maintaining since August
There you
of
go.
last year. And but now it's time to go to level 2. I need to get another 15 off.
Wow.
Done.
So That's a good. So what's your register? So I don't know if you remember my background. I owned a couple gyms, and I was in that space for
Hmm.
since college. I've been doing that. So
Had
I've
a couple
stepped back from
cauliflower
that.
ears.
Yeah, yeah. Some.
Mm-hmm.
I am a grappler. We probably talk about that at least once every show that we do about my jujitsu, and
Mm-hmm.
because sometimes I have a black eye, I have scratches or something because I still train. So,
I don't
but
know if that's from there, but okay.
I heard that.
Oh, my bad.
Uh, no, but I love hearing triumphs and some of the setbacks that people have. But it sounds like you've been killing it. What's the secret sauce? Like, what's the thing that clicked for you?
Now, in all honesty, for me, like, first of all, I didn't realize I was that fat. So then I had high blood pressure.
Uh,
So it was like, I'm done. I went to the cardiologist and she's like trying to put me on medicine. And I'm like, I'm not. And so I kept her in there for about 40 minutes. And she was like, I got another
wow.
patient. You're going to take
Yeah.
some medicine. So she came up with, well, recheck back in 6 months. I'll put you on a low dose so that
Mm,
you don't do any more damage to your heart.
there you go.
And in 6 months, if we reevaluate and things haven't changed, I'm giving you 6 months to do something.
Mm,
I can put you on a amount that I want to put you on, or we'll reevaluate if you need to come off. I said, bet.
gotcha.
So what happened? I left. I got on a health plan. Eat every 2 to 3 hours.
Okay.
Like starting that day, I stopped drinking, and you know, I, I started an Optavia
What?
health plan, and I've now an Optavia
Okay.
certified health coach.
Very
Where,
nice.
yeah, so it's you get the food from them, but it's a health plan. There's a book. It's a mental plan that helps you understand why you're eating, helps you understand why you need to eat every 2 to 3 hours. It totally
Mm,
jumpstarts your metabolism. Nothing has ever worked for me except for being able to
yeah.
run and work out and then, eat what you want. Well, I'd gotten to the point where I was so chubby and I've had 3 knee surgeries, 2 ankle surgeries.
Yeah.
It was
Yeah.
laborsome to work out. So
Yeah.
the cycles, I couldn't get out of the cycle of, okay, now my knees swole. Now I have a month off. Now I'm going to try back. And so it was just, and all of a sudden I looked up and I was like 222 pounds.
Wow.
It was like,
Yeah.
you know, too much. So, but Optavia has been an absolute blessing for me.
Hmm.
And I'm able to maintain when not eating their food or on the plan, which I've done since August last year.
Yeah.
And but now I just got back on the plan this month because this summer, I don't like what? It's on
Oh,
and
that's called
popping.
strategery. Okay. Oh, you trying to get
Mhm.
ready for spring?
Oh yeah.
They're
I
not
mean,
gonna let
and
you
it's
go
for me.
nowhere. You can't go nowhere, can you? You can
Hey,
come to Florida.
I bet you I'll be somewhere.
You go to Miami.
You and me both.
I'm gonna be
I bet y'all be
somewhere.
some. What you say? You're just in Cancun. You can do that, right? Well,
Uh,
I think we on
Mexico
the
is
same.
always open.
Mexico open. Yeah.
Oh
Always
yeah,
open.
always. They
We
don't.
just came
Did
back from
COVID?
Always.
Cabo.
Did COVID
Yeah.
jump over that? I guess because they're
Mm-mm,
not
they
playing
still
They
that.
just
infected
respect it
too.
more. They respect it more though. They,
I
Yeah.
do.
everybody got their mask on down there.
Wow.
Well, that and they're testing you when you walk in a hotel. They're testing you when you walk into
Mm.
a restaurant. They're testing you. You're like, they're testing you.
Yeah.
Mm.
Yeah. No, it'd be
So
my luck. I go through, however many deployments I've been and make it out unscathed, and it'd be the COVID that gets me. Like, what the hell? Bullets whizzing by my,
you're
plane and
too
all this
healthy.
garbage.
You're too healthy.
Nah, I don't know. Well, no, I had it hit me after 40 is no joke. So, a few years ago, once I reached that threshold, like you're saying, like the old knees and ankles and shoulder, all these injuries from college and high school started popping up that I never thought would pop up. So it did derail some things. So it's pretty interesting how that happens. So for those that are younger, that are in their
Take care of
20s
that
still,
body.
take care of yourself, please. Like if it hurts, give it a minute.
Get, you know what I mean? Like, what was I thinking? I ruptured both
Yeah.
patella tendons.
Oh,
Ruptured all the
come on.
tendons in my left ankle. Like, what was I thinking? I
Yeah, we just
ruptured my quad. I've had rotator cuff surgery.
yeah. We, that's because you're an athlete. You're a
Oh, what you
specimen.
play football? You play
I
football,
know.
Tomica? That's football
I was
injury.
gonna say-
You know I did.
I was about to say, what sport you playing? Good Lord.
Basketball, track, and just so you know, my senior year in high school, I played football with the guys on a dare.
Oh
I
yeah.
was number 16. I did it. I did that.
Stop it. What position?
Halfback.
Mm.
You ran the ball?
That's tough. That's tough. That's tough.
Had to hit the
Oh, that's
hole.
tough. Cause see, I would
You
have
did
hit you
not
like you was a
just say
dude.
that. Hold on,
So
ladies and
look,
I
gentlemen.
would hit you like you was a dude.
Hold on, ladies
so
and
here's the
gentlemen. She just
problem.
said I had to hit the hole. You did not just say
Let me
I
tell
had to
you.
hit the hole.
Let me tell you something.
I'm
They
not going
either
there with you,
wanted
by
to
the way.
kill me or they wanted to let me go.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
So I
this is
averaged
true.
3.5 carries per yard. Because either they were like, I can't hit a girl, or they were like, she should never want to come back.
Nah, first
See,
of all,
we
nah, they were the defensive line was mesmerized. The green eye stallion over here. They weren't trying to hit you. They saw those pretty eyes. They're like, you know what? I'm gonna ask her out after practice. They let you through and like, hey, remember when I let you through the hole? So
don't do it.
yeah, what's up?
I told y'all my
I,
secret. I told y'all my secret. But yeah, I did. As my dad said, I'm gonna put a cuss word in here for my daddy. Love you, Dad. Your mouth took you somewhere your ass had to follow. You make it better.
Exactly.
I can do it. I can make it through 2 days. Oh, y'all don't run like we run in track. Y'all ain't all that.
yeah, you ain't got 35, 40 pounds on you.
That's and
Nah.
that's what they would say. I still could do it. Hence my mouth taking me somewhere.
Yeah,
I
your ass
hated it.
really
I mean, it was
couldn't.
hard. It was hard. But
It's
I
hard.
made it through 2 days and I made it because I pride, ego, all
Yeah,
that.
Of course.
All that.
That's
that's
out to
what's
them
up
kids
though.
out there on the field. 2 a days
Yep.
was no joke back in the day.
Yeah, that's no joke.
Man, them kids ain't doing that no more, man. They don't
You
know
know,
about
that's
that.
true. It's different from back when
Man,
we
they
were coming
they
up.
Throwing
taking
up.
20-minute breaks, man. They gotta take breaks, mandatory
It's a lot of
20-minute
breaks
breaks, man.
is it every
They
20
get someone
minutes, isn't it?
spraying water on them.
Hey, you know
Yeah, I
what,
remember.
Tomica? So you grew up in Seattle, right?
No, I grew up in Boston through high school
oh,
and I went to
okay.
finish college in Seattle.
Oh, that's cool. Okay. I was gonna say I did a little hiatus from New York, from the East Coast to Seattle. I was in Seward Park for a minute when I was in my youth.
Hey,
Yeah, it wasn't a good experience, but
are
it's
you
one of those things
serious?
where you,
Sewell Park used to be where we used to drive through
yeah,
and like
yeah.
the like Fresh Prince of Bel Air summertime song.
Well, I was there in
Summer,
like in the '70s and '80s when
summertime.
I was a kid. That's a great song, still
I'm
to this
telling
day.
mm, I'm
To
trying to
this
tell
day.
you,
His
we
only
would
hit.
have the windows down. Everyone would be park. You park, hang out, walk around the park.
Yeah,
Do
Seward
they
Park
do
was all
that?
right. Yeah,
Ah,
it was a good experience. I will say it was in hindsight. I look back, it was actually a pretty enriching, enlightening experience.
yeah,
Um, People treated you good out there. So hashtag Seattle's finest.
that's right. Good times. I love Seattle. I miss it.
All right, we're gonna cut it because here's the thing. I want you guys back because
Okay.
this is fun. I dig
We
it.
don't
I
have
like I
anything
like the
left to say.
energy. I was worried about Craig not being able to code switch. You did very well. Even if you didn't, you don't have that switch. It's duct taped up, and I love you for it, brother.
I'm sorry. I do
Don't
apologize.
hey, don't ever apologize. You stop it. Don't ever apologize for greatness. I've known you for a long time, and one of the cats I wanted on it because I know you got a great spirit and a good story. So
Amen.
appreciate you guys being on here and Furlough Friday 32. I think I don't even know anymore. I've had two. Incidentally, my drink number's three. So once I get to three, it's a wrap.
I
It
got you.
gets real belligerent. Um, so we need to cut it when we can.
All right.
So I appreciate you guys being on here. I have your information. Folks that are listening, we'll put your contact information down there. I'd love to see some contact with you two, folks that are looking for mentorship, because I think the two of you guys, and I've seen you at work, I should say, and it's something great. Yeah,
I would
you're a mentor of mine. Let's put it that way.
I would definitely say go to obap.org
Yeah,
and sign up for something. Once you sign up and you become part of a program, part of the OBAP family, you end up with a mentor. Like you default end up being able to contact people anyway.
and that's a beautiful thing about it. That's awesome.
Mhm.
That's very true. Yeah, I owe a large part of my career to OBAT for sure. That's why it hurts that I don't give back enough. I should be to the organization. I give back, of course, on my own and do my own thing, but the organization is important. So it's coming
Just
together
give me the
and
people with
fellowship.
rough edges.
Yeah, we know. Yeah, we know.
I know who to send you. I would be one of them.
Oh,
So,
yeah.
but thanks, guys. I appreciate it. Furlough Friday 32 in the books. Tomica, we got Craig and them. Thanks, guys. Appreciate it. Talk to you
Yes,
soon.
sir.
All
All
right.
right.
Have a good one. Bye bye.
Bye.
Be blessed. Bye. Just be safe out there.